Hello, I'm Persia.
And I'm Joey.
And this is Elizabeth Taylor.
And this is our vlog on how to stop being the prisoner of your control issues and break out to freedom.
Thank you, Elizabeth Taylor. Your work here is done.
You gorgeous little
Off
thing.
you go. So the reason we decided to do a vlog on control issues is that both me and Joey have definitely tried to control a lot of things in our life that we would not really have had any control over. Relationships, boyfriends, friendships, everything, career, you name it, we tried to control it. What we've learned in the last year or so is that actually we're completely powerless over people, places and things. The only thing we actually have any control over is ourselves.
Indeed. And once you recognise that, you can start implementing action in your life to let go of control. Now, the first thing to do, and what we often don't do, is let people know what we want. So it's really easy to get pissed off at kind of boyfriends, friends for doing things, and we're like, oh, that's really annoying, and it's below what you expected. But if you don't communicate what you would like, how are they supposed to know? So get really clear on what you want of people and let them know, okay? Now, beyond that, that's where it ends. You can't control what they choose to do or not do. You can only state your needs, okay? And then you set up your boundaries. And for example, if your friend who you've asked a certain thing of doesn't then deliver that and doesn't give you that, it's not no use getting angry at them. You just choose in yourself, okay, well, do I still want to be in this friendship? Or is this not cool with me? And therefore, you make your own personal choice, but it's not about controlling the other person. Next thing to talk about is expectations, which is an interesting one, because a lot of people say about expectations, oh, don't have expectations because you'll only be disappointed. Well, I personally think that's a little bit of a bleak outlook on life. I mean, we both believe quite firmly that thought creates reality, and therefore if you didn't have kind of exciting thoughts and hopes, then the future is probably going to be quite bleak, right? But I think there's a difference between expectations and aspirations. So you can aspire to great things, but maybe having expectations is where you might find yourself being a little bit let down. In terms of career, it's really, really great to have aspirations for yourself. In terms of relationships, I know my mum always says to me, more relationships than friendships actually, that I have incredibly high expectations of myself, and therefore I really expect a lot from other people, especially boyfriends. And when they don't deliver, I used to get quite angry about it and feel very disappointed in them. And so the thing is, when it comes to human relationships, there's got to be a sense of compromise, because everyone sees the world slightly differently. What's acceptable to one person might be completely unacceptable to you, and vice versa.
But the thing to be careful of is not to let compromise become too compromising. For example, if you have a boyfriend who tells you that he doesn't like it when you see any of your friends, he wants to see you 7 nights a week, or the opposite extreme, he doesn't want to see you at all, except for maybe once every month, that's a problem. If it's going to make your life unmanageable, then you need to make a decision, set up boundaries of what is and isn't acceptable to you.
Exactly.
The next thing that we want to, we've been learning a lot about recently is letting go of outcomes. Now, this doesn't mean that you just kind of you just let everything go off into the ether and you don't think about anything, you don't take any action. Action is very important. For example, if you have an exam, you know that you're going to have to do a certain amount of revision and preparation. Once you've done that, maybe a good idea to get a good night's sleep the night before, have a good breakfast, go into the exam and do the absolute best you can. Sometimes we have off days. You can't really control that. But once you come out, we sit, it's like after auditions or job interviews
or relationships.
Yeah, we sit and analyse, what could I have done differently? What could they have done? Why did they say that? What did it mean? And actually it's happened, and you're wasting your energy trying to control something that's already happened.
Yeah.
You have to let it go and move on. It's all about essentially the investing in the process. It's about the journey, not the destination. We've all heard that. And actually, yeah, we can really relate to that, particularly with Addictive Daughter, because we have massive goals and aspirations, what we want to do with this company. We hope it reaches people. We hope that people enjoy it.
And we're putting in the action.
Yeah, exactly. But we also have to ask ourselves, if those things don't happen, will we see this as a waste of time? And we definitely decided that no, we wouldn't, because it's been so much fun every time we do anything. towards it. We've learned so much.
It's changed our lives.
Yeah, our lives
for the
and our
better.
friendship has grown stronger.
Yeah.
Like all these crazy things that never would have happened if it's opened so many doors to these amazing things, opportunities that we wouldn't have been aware of otherwise. So that's the thing. Investing in the process is really key.
Yeah, and not worrying about the outcomes because they will take care of themselves.
Exactly.
We've got 2 killer quotes for you, just to round off this vlog. The first one is by a lady called Chris Carr, who's an author in New York. And she said recently, which cracked me up, she said, the only time you can control someone is when they are in diapers. Diapers, for any of us Brits who aren't familiar with the word, is nappies. So essentially, we have no control over anyone else.
Exactly. The next quote is from a gentleman called William Howard, who I've never heard of either, but great quote. He says, keep high aspirations, moderate expectations, and small needs.
Beautiful.
So thank you very much for listening. Have a great day.